Hello everybody, this is CapeFury coming to you live from New Zealand. Well, kind of live. I mean, I'm recording live, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I thought if I am going to do Total War Warhammer videos, I should probably explain what Total War Warhammer 2 is all about. So, yeah, as you saw in my first video, if you watched it, that was a quest battle, but basically Total War, if you're new to the whole series, is a series of games where the game is essentially broken up into two big parts. The first part is a kind of a grand, almost like a 4X kind of thing, where there's a grand campaign map. You move armies around on the map and do all kinds of things, manage buildings, manage diplomacy, all those kind of things, move armies around, you know, that kind of thing. I'm quickly going to load one of my campaigns just so that you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, sure, why not? Let's load this one. So then I could just maybe explain a little bit how it works, because it's for sure quite daunting to new players, and I think Total War is in such a good spot at the moment. They're bringing out, Creative Assembly is bringing out amazing games, and basically Total War Warhammer is 1 and 2 is kind of the best thing that's happened to them, but also the worst thing. The reason for that is because they kind of divided their fan base into fantasy fans and historical fans, because all their previous games before the Warhammer series was all like Total War Rome, and it was all historic based. But we're not going to talk too much about that. I just want to kind of show you what I meant by the grand campaign view. So here you've got the grand campaign, which you can see is full of little cities and all kinds of stuff. And this is actually Ulthuan, which is the home of the High Elves, which is pretty cool. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. What I am going to talk about is kind of how it works. So you have your main cities, and you can see that each city forms part of a province. Once you own all the cities within a province, then you can add a commandment to that province, which is pretty cool, which just kind of helps certain stuff within that province. So here you can see I've got Tor Anrock, the Salvation Isles, and the High Vale, but I still need the White Peak. Unfortunately, I'm friends with the Elves at the High Peak, so hopefully I can do what you call a Confederation later. And Confederation is when you go into not the technology screen, but the diplomacy screen, and basically you offer them to join your confederation, which means that they basically hand over all their buildings, units, whatever to you, and yeah, then you kind of merge and grow your faction. It's really cool. It's quite difficult to get people to join your confederation, because as you can see here, they like trusted friends. I don't even know what the kind of best way to ensure that you can join a confederation is, but what I do know is if you can't join confederation, or have the option even, if you become military allies. That's why, even though I've got a good a moderate chance to become military allies with them, I don't want to, because I want to confederate them later. But let's see if I can become defensive alliance. Yeah, okay, that was cool. I succeeded. Now the really cool thing about about Total War Warhammer is the game, because it's broken up into this kind of grand strategy campaign where you have to manage your cities, your buildings. Certain buildings will allow you to recruit different units, and you need to manage your income. As you can see, I've got quite a large income here, but at the moment my turn time is like 88, and I know I'm quite all over the place, but it's I think I just want to chat about it. This is not an official tutorial or anything like that, so let me then show you what it looks like if I'm going to have a fight. So let me, I don't even know, I haven't played this campaign in a while. There we go. Alright, oh my word. This is not going to be the easiest fight, but what I can do is, and this is a cool thing, like how you can strategize, is I am going to put a Lithanar into ambush stance, so hopefully they don't see... Am I at war with them? I'm not even at war with them. Never mind. Actually, I am. I am at war with them. Hopefully they won't see a Lithanar, and therefore think that Hag Hall is undefended, and I can spring the trap on them. It's like a dice roll, so pray to RNGesus that we can get that. And sorry for my noisy mouth breathing. Hi, I'm pretty. Oh my word, I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm really, really bad. And I won't sing because then I can't stop. And I'm pretty sure you don't want that. So let's see if there's anything else for me to do. I can maybe explain to you a little bit about what's happening here. So you saw that there's a skull and crossbone here, and like this is the cool thing about learning Total War Warhammer, is you can almost hover over anything and it will give you some kind of explanation for it. You can even, I think if you press not that, I mean this gives you like kind of tutorials, but there is a certain button you can press. Oh, I just took a screenshot. I don't want to do that. I don't know which button it is. I'll look it up, and in my next video, or I'll just add it in the description. But basically, the skull and crossbone means that there's some kind of like corruption in this area, and it is going to cause attrition. So some of my men are going to die. My men and women are going to die while they are in this area. And specifically here, it's chaos corruption from the chaos gods, which for some reason Creative Assembly decided that she, who is a dark elf, should be spreading chaos corruption, which is a bit weird, but nonetheless, that's how it works. In Total War Warhammer 2, or moving on to the next thing, in Total War Warhammer 2, your campaigns are mainly like there's some campaigns that are a bit different, specifically the DLC campaigns, but for the base campaigns, all of them are focused on this thing. All right, now this is the Vortex, which is a giant vortex, essentially, for lack of a better word, that basically has some crazy high elf in there, like sucking out all the chaos energy from the world, so that chaos cannot come back into the world and basically wreak havoc and destroy the whole world. So in the campaigns, the four main races that you get with the base game, the high elves, the lizardmen, which are basically over here and here, the Skaven, which are here and here, and the dark elves, which are here. They all fight for control of the vortex, and to do that you collect basically waystones, or some kind of ritual resource, and for each race it's a little bit different, and then you go through each of these kind of campaign steps, and at each of those steps something will happen. You'll get a cutscene, and it all ends with a big final battle. And this is kind of a race between the races, so you can technically lose this campaign, which was quite a big thing for the fans of Total War, because essentially it was the only way you could lose Total War is if you get whitewashed, you know. So yeah, that's I think that's a good baseline for kind of what the Total War game is about. So now let's hope we get an ambush down there and see how I can show off the really cool stuff. Oh yes, we got the ambush. Show off the really cool stuff when it comes to battles. So if you haven't seen my first video, then this will give you a good kind of introduction to how battles works. Although this battle is a little bit different because it's an ambush battle. Now, most of your battles won't be ambush battles, granted, but I'll just quickly explain how they would work. Ambush battle is really cool because it basically means that we have the drop on the enemy, and they basically walk in a straight line and have a shorter time to react to us because we deploy a lot closer to the enemy. So it's very, very cool. Under normal circumstances, this big yellow box would just cover kind of this edge of the map, and their red box would cover that edge of the map, and you would deploy across from one another and then like fight. That would be a normal battle, and that's also how the multiplayer works, which I will show off in a following video. But having said that, I think it's time to kill some Dark Elves. So let's do this. Shadow Walkers are a unique unit for Elithnar, and they are like crazy strong archers. That's why I've got so many of them in this army, and I've also got a lot of them in this army because I wanted, because on the campaign map, on the campaign map, Elithnar has special abilities to make them really cheap with upkeep, and that really helps. So, anyways, here we can see we've got the drop on Marathi. She is one of the legendary lords for the Dark Elves. You can see her, look at her flying on a magical steed. Now these guys are just plain spearmen, I think. No, they are the Black God of Nagaron, my mistake. These are really dangerous for me because they are highly armored and they hit like a truck. So I will have to focus them down because there's quite a lot of them. The Sisters of Slaughter are they are even worse because while they don't have a lot of armor, they hit even harder than these guys. And like these chicks just, I mean, they're not called the Sisters of Slaughter for nothing. The Witch Elves are also quite dangerous because, oh man, look at those abs. Holy crap. They are quite dangerous because they've got poison on their blades, and if they hit the units enough, they get poisoned with Rampage. And what Rampage means is that I can't control my units anymore. So I would ideally like to take out these units before too long, before they actually get to me. Blackhawk Corsairs are also like infantry units, but they're not nearly as strong as these two. Then we've got some handbows. They are like a dual purpose unit. hopefully I can sort that out. They can run and shoot, which is quite handy for them, and they're not too bad in melee combat. And then you just have some dark shards. The only difference with these two is that they've got shields. So I mean, they've got this awesome pose, first of all, and secondly, they are a little bit more resistant to my fire, whereas these guys aren't. And we've got some Dark Riders with shields and Dark Riders with crossbows, and then an artillery piece, which is basically not going to do anything because I'm going to kill it. Now, onto my unit, you'll see I've got Lothan Sea Guards with shield and Lothan Sea Guard. Now, the very cool thing about the High Elves and the Lothan Sea Guard in particular is that they've got spears as well as arrows, so they can defend themselves in combat, and they can shoot. So they shoot enemy down until the enemy gets to them, and then they take out their spears, which is great because it makes them a good anti-cavalry unit. Bear in mind, my advice is mainly for for campaign. Anyways, I think I've spoken enough. I've got a noble here as well, and they just they're just hero characters that basically hit like trucks. And then Elithanar or Elithanar, whatever. There's one thing that CA did that I'm not too happy about, and that is that main characters are quite big compared to the rest of the units. I kind of understand why they did it, to make them stand out, but I don't know, they already have this light above them and stuff like that. But anyways, he is like a sniper. That's essentially what he is. Anyways, it's all good. I am going to shut up now, or not shut up, but I am going to start this battle so that we can get everything into action. Bam! Here we go. Alright, so we've got the drop on them. Look how they melt. Look at that. They're just melting! Melting! I don't even have to target anything. But I definitely am, because otherwise things are gonna go bad really quickly if I don't. Also, I need to put them on skirmish mode. So what skirmish mode does is it essentially tells them to run away from any approaching people. Oh shit, dog! Marathi just wrecked my hero, but what she doesn't know is that is my decoy, which is pretty great. So they fell for my trap. Right. I've got all these guys. They are just standing here and allowing... Oh my word, I forgot to put the lock on. Boop. Here we go. Alright, and while I run away... While my guys run away... This is the thing with this specific build, is I don't need to micromanage a lot, because you just put these guys on skirmish and they run away and kill everything. Now, interesting, I want to show you what's happening. These purple circles around the Dark Elves, that means that they have procced. There's enough murder and death has been caused in... Oh, shit. In this match. And Murderous Prowess has procced for them. And Murderous Prowess for the Dark Elves is basically they've got increased attack chance, increased everything really. So yeah. Oh my word, guys! Why aren't you firing? What? Oh no! Oh! No! No! I did not think Marathi will kick this guy's ass. What the hell? Well, hopefully I can snipe her. Where's Elithanar? Oh no, he's running away from these guys. Just do something. You're so bad. You're so bad! Oh, well, I mean, anyways. Marathi's gonna die right now. There we go. So now I can kind of explain. So these flags that you see here, a single flag means a unit is routing. So that means they're running away, but they have the opportunity to come back. A flag with a skull means that they're not going to come back, right? Now, that has a lot to do with their health and their morale. So you can see my health is full with this unit. My morale is also full, the grey box, and then my ammo is a little bit, they've used a little bit of ammo, whereas these guys have used a lot more ammo. And there we go. So that is essentially what a battle looks like. This battle was, I like to really destroy people, so for me it's a lot of fun. But you for sure get a lot more intense battles like the one in my previous video, which I will link in the top right corner. But yeah, that's just a quick overview, very brief, of what Total War Warhammer is. And I really hope that this look intrigues you. And for my following videos, I'm going to do a series of videos of quest battles, because another cool thing about Total War Warhammer is Elithanar and Marathi are both legendary lords, so they are like unique characters crucial to the lore of the Warhammer world that Games Workshop has created. And basically each race has a few legendary lords, and like there's certain stuff that can happen on the campaign map that has a little bit of a narrative that drives you towards specific quests. That isn't a necessity to do, but it unlocks special gear for your legendary lords and so on. But as you saw in my previous video, you can do those quest battles even if you're not within the campaign. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this. I think Warhammer is a brilliant game and deserves all the attention it can get, because it is just such a cool game. It has a little bit of everything. If you don't enjoy turn-based games but you do enjoy multiplayer strategic battles, then you just hop onto the multiplayer and just play against people. It definitely has quite a large learning curve, because you need to start understanding each race and so on. But there's tons of stuff, and I will be covering as I cover the quest battles. You'll see all the different races and all the different units, and hopefully their strengths and weaknesses. And as I said, here Alariel the Radiant's quest battle quest line just started, which is pretty cool. So it gives you a little bit of a narrative here, it gives you something to do, and then we're going from there. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. This, as I said, quick tutorial on, not tutorial, just like an introduction to what Total War Warhammer is. And yeah, I'm going to post my next videos soon, and they are going to be quest battles. So I will kind of mix and match, and you guys can maybe pop in the comments which quest battles you want to see, and on what difficulty I should play. I'm going to play on hard unless otherwise stated. No, not stated. Unless you guys tell me otherwise, or encourage me otherwise at least. Anyways, that's me, CapeFury. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm signing out. Cheers.